Now, there are some truly despicable humans in the MAGA movement, but there's one guy, a nerdy guy in a jean jacket, who gave all of them their ideas. The worst ones. They actually call him the Brain, which kind of weirdly tells you who we're talking about here. Now, let me summarize him in about 30 seconds so that we can spend the rest of the time learning from his mistakes. Now, he's a Bay Area blogger and allegedly a software engineer. His entire claim to fame is writing on the internet about how educated people through government, journalism, and universities have acquired too much power. So the natural conclusion he comes to, of course, is that we need tech leaders to overthrow the government and establish a dictatorship, obviously. Now, some people say this is absolutely idiotic. And yet this guy is incredibly well connected in the tech world, influencing people like Peter Thiel and his decorative four-post bed doll J.D. Vance, along with Mark Andreessen and of course Elon Musk and the Doggy Boys. And his grand vision is built on a grand euphemism. They know that overthrow the government doesn't hit like it used to, so they've supplanted those revolutionary terms with tech startup terms, as if overthrowing the government was launching an exciting new subscription service. Turns out we need their ideas about as much as we need a new subscription service. This guy even coined his own acronym before DOGE. It was RAGE. Retire all government employees. Are you seeing a common thread here? Shit ideas built by resentful toddlers, then branded with troll names and sold to gullible followers. So who is this resentful toddler? It's Curtis Yarvin. Now, you may have heard of Yarvin, but did you know he's criticizing DOGE now? Saying it's like chimpanzees trying to perform a symphony. Of course, in this metaphor, he is the brilliant composer of the symphony of authoritarian ideals. And it's DOGE's botched execution that is ruining what are otherwise glorious ideals, I'm sure, that are all very nicely articulated in a live journal blog from 1998. Now, here's the absolute absurdity in seeing tech bros as government saviors, or seeing DOGE or MAGA as a startup within government. Tech bros create famously rigid cultures. They surround themselves with identical workaholics, just like Musk tried to do with both Twitter and DOGE. Because in order for extremely narrow, extremely rigid new ideas to take hold, you need a group of people who look and behave almost the same, so they can curate the idea together until it can grow on its own. And yet, even in these ideal conditions, 75% of VC-backed startups fail before they ever deliver value to customers and before they ever deliver a dollar of profit to shareholders. Are you seeing some DOGE parallels? Now they're trying to apply this approach to government. They believe if they can get a whole bunch of identical people in the same room to agree on how government should operate, everything will be perfect. But here is what Yarvin and Musk and Vance and Trump just mind-bogglingly fail to understand. You can say that exact same thing about any system of government. If the only people participating are all cut from the same cloth and no one disagrees with the visionary CEO or with anyone else for that matter, everything works perfectly. Does it now make sense why these people want to create a homogenous culture? Yarvin is so obsessed with his own ideas, he's even allowed them to pollute how he understands biology. He says there are significant inborn differences between people. Guess which people he thinks are the best? Vance says we need more pale babies as we force out immigrants and refugees. They are trying to run this country like it is a Kool-Aid drinking startup supported by a clone army, because that is all they know. The fact is, this country is not a goddamn business. You can't just fire people you don't like. Like so many of these tech startup CEOs eventually realize the difference between a set of ideas and the real life value delivered through the implementation of those ideas is a chasm of time, effort, and chaos that even the greatest leaders don't fully understand. This is the entire problem with a movement built by terminally online keyboard warriors. I knew tons of Curtis Yarvins in my political science and philosophy classes, and they fundamentally do not understand the difference between something working in theory and something working in practice. They carefully build their case and they carefully sell it to people. And then when the implementation of those carefully built plans ends up collapsing like a skyscraper built out of Lincoln logs, they blame execution and they scapegoat or gaslight to evade accountability. Rinse and repeat. And this is all playing out right in front of us right now. Failure after failure, from Musk to DOGE to Vance to Project 2025. This is nothing more than bad leaders force-feeding us bad ideas and then blaming us for the outcomes.